What is up, America? Good morning and greetings, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and your health and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, acne, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system, the human body, is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, let us help you. We welcome your phone calls on the Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. That's 855-660-4261. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to get off your medications and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we want to hear from you, 855-660-4261. Likewise, if you have a success story you'd like to share, or if you simply want to contribute to the conversation, 855-660-4261 is our number on the Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products that you hear advertised on the program or you hear us recommend, you can check out my website, brightsideben.com, or you can call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. They're friendly and knowledgeable, and they know all about the longevity products. Make sure you ask them about joining the Bright Side Ben team as well for a one-time $10 fee. You can start yourself the longevity business, have all the tax benefits associated with having your own business, and you can make a little money while you're at it as well. That's 866-735-2470. They can tell you all about it. Or you can click on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com. I also encourage you all to check out my website, pharmacistben.com, my blog, pharmacistben.com. We update it regularly with news stories and blog posts. And for you guys out in the Texas, or in the Wichita Falls area in Texas, I'll be doing a talk for Bob and Judy Bell this Saturday, the 17th, I believe. The 18th, actually, and the 17th I'll be doing a meet and greet in Wichita Falls. So if you're in the Wichita Falls area, please come by. And if you're in the Austin area, I'll be doing a talk at Brave New Books in Austin, and that will be on the 23rd, Thursday of January, a week from this Thursday. And if you're in the Austin area, we'd love to see you there as well. Okay, we are going to hopefully be talking to a guest in our at the bottom of the hour, Dr. Reginald Alouche, who's written a book on diabetes and weight loss, a book called Lean for Life, co-authored a book called Lean for Life, about the link between blood sugar and weight loss, between diabetes and weight loss, or diabetes and weight gain and obesity. A lot of folks don't realize that blood sugar issues are behind most issues of weight gain, and you're not going to lose weight if you have dysglycemia or blood sugar problems. In fact, probably the most, or at least one of the most important moves you can make if you're trying to lose weight, if you gained a little weight over the holidays and you're trying to lose weight, is to drop your insulin and drop your blood sugar. And, of course, the easiest way to do that is to limit or restrict or at least reduce your intake of refined carbohydrates and starches and sugars, the foods we love so much. Now, if you're trying to wean yourself off of sugar, you know that willpower isn't really going to be very effective. Maybe in the short run, if you got a lot of willpower, if you're a Zen monk or a Green Beret, perhaps you have enough willpower to push yourself away from the table before dessert. But if you can't, if you're like most of us and you can't do it with willpower, you can use nutritional supplements to do it. That's one of the neatest things about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is it provides you with nutritional supplements that help you feel satisfied. That's why one of the reasons why I love this product so much. I love it for a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons why I love it so much is because The Beyond Tangy Tangerine provides you with satiety, satisfaction-inducing nutrients, so you feel satisfied. You don't have to use willpower. You don't have to force yourself to not eat desserts and sugars. All nutritional supplementation, all nutrients can help you with satiety. Certainly essential fatty acids can help you with satiety. Salts can help you with satiety, satisfaction, that is. And then the amino acid that we're talking about, protein in general can help you with satisfaction, but then also the amino acid that we're talking about, we've been talking about the last couple of days, that can be very, very helpful for helping wean you off of sugar. And, of course, I'm talking about glutamine. We talked yesterday, right before we went to phone calls yesterday, we talked about how you can use glutamine post-workout, how you can use nutritional supplementation post-workout in general. Supplements are important for helping the body recover after a workout, and also after a workout, your muscles are very receptive to nutrients. They just burn through nutrients. They're depleted of nutrients, and they tend to absorb nutrients more effectively in the same way a dry sponge will suck up more water than a wet sponge. Yesterday we left off our program before our calls anyway, talking about supplements for building and building muscle, for building connective tissue. Post-workout supplements that help with recovery and that help with anabolism or building after a workout is always, always, always going to be your best time to do your supplements, especially protein, whey protein, egg protein. These are major building and anabolic nutrients. Amino acids also, where your body will and your muscles will be more receptive to amino acid supplementation, B vitamins, essential fatty acids, glutamine, which is an amino acid. And you always want a little sugar. This is what I was talking about yesterday on the last program, right before we went to our calls, is that you want a little sugar, a little sweetness with your supplements. Not a lot, just a little bit. Maybe a couple of berries, or maybe a half a banana, half a teaspoonful of molasses or honey. The reason you want a little sugar is because of the insulin that's required for helping the body absorb sugar, or helping cells absorb sugar. Insulin is required for pulling sugar out of the blood, getting sugar into cells. Insulin acts like a little doorbell that announces the arrival of sugar to the cells, and the cells open up their doors and the sugar comes in. But it's not just sugar that will enter into the doorways in response to the doorbell ringing of insulin. It's also proteins and amino acids and vitamins and minerals. All of these will get into a cell more effectively when there's a little insulin around. Now, you don't need a lot, mind you, and you really don't want a lot, but you need a little bit. And that's why a little bit of perhaps maybe some berries in your smoothie, or some half a banana in your smoothie can make a really big difference in terms of how much of the nutrients from your smoothie actually get into your cells. That's really where you want them. You don't want them just in your digestive system. You don't want your supplements just in your digestive system or just in your blood. You want the nutrients to go into the cells, and that requires insulin. And interestingly, a little glutamine powder might do the same thing. There's a very close relationship between glutamine and glucose and sugar. Glutamine will stimulate insulin a little bit too. Just like glucose stimulates insulin, glutamine has an insulin-stimulating effect as well. Perhaps not as potent an insulin stimulator as glucose, but you can still get some of that insulin bump, some of that insulin spiking effect from glutamine. Interestingly, while glutamine enhances the absorption of glucose and amino acids and other nutrients into cells like glucose, there's some literature that may suggest that fat cells can become resistant to the effects of glutamine, and over time, fat cells will be less likely to take in sugar. And that means less body fat. And that makes glutamine a great diet aid. Glucose will go into fat cells really quickly. Glutamine, not so much, especially over time. And because cells can utilize glutamine for energy, you may be able to get your energy needs met by using glutamine and not have to worry as much about getting fat, because fat cells tend to become more resistant to the effects of glutamine than they do to the effects of glucose. So try a teaspoonful of glutamine powder in the middle of the day when you would ordinarily be looking for a little sugar buzz. You can also use a teaspoonful when you come home from the gym. As I say, glutamine is very, very important for building and repairing muscle. It's a nitrogen carrier, and nitrogen is important for building tissue. Don't miss an opportunity, however. The bottom line here is, when it comes to all supplements and glutamine, don't miss an opportunity to supplement after a workout. What you don't want to do is what a lot of folks do. Unless you're a marathon runner or a high-powered athlete, there's something that a lot of folks do when they come home from the gym that's very counterproductive.
You have all seen and heard about the elements of the periodic table. These elements are the building blocks of everything in the universe. You, my friends, are made from these elements. A shortage of any of these important trace elements can lead to disease. Go with the science and take the Lady Talk Health Challenge and get all 90 essential trace elements with a healthy start pack at LadyTalkLive.com or call 855-333-LADY. That's 855-333-5239.
Research shows it's not just what you put in your body that counts, it's what you put on it as well. Why not use an all-natural, healthy mineral-based makeup that actually benefits your skin? Once you experience the airiness and flawless coverage of Longevity mineral makeup, you will never use anything else. With Longevity, the perception of your complexion will be natural perfection. Animal-friendly mineral makeup at Mary Lou Health. That's MARILU Health.com or call 855-321-HEALTH.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power. A gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Would you like being an insider? Would you like getting exclusive access to prizes and better deals? Would you like some help in making sure you and your loved ones are prepared for the next disaster or emergency? If you answered yes to any of these, here's your simple solution. Join Freeze Dry Guy's Survival Insider Club. Not only is your membership free, you get $10 in survival bucks just for signing up. Then you save at least 10% on purchases, plus enjoy insider access to specials, prizes, and other exclusive offers. Since 1970, veteran-owned Freeze Dry Guy has been your trusted source for long-lasting, easy-to-make freeze-dried food and dehydrated food, perfect for emergency preparedness, RV travel, and outdoor needs from camping to sailing. Enjoy life as a survival insider. Call Freeze Dry Guy now at 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, or log on to freezedryguy.com. That's freezedryguy.com.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Headlines, suspensions, FCC investigations. That's Mancow for you. Hear him here. GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I was hoping to have Dr. Reginald Alouche, author of Lean for Life, on, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen today. Have a little mix-up with their publicist. So we're going to take phone calls here we'll get some extra phone calls in today. I know a lot of you guys try to get in and don't get in, so we'll get an extra segment to take phone calls. We'll start taking your phone calls here in just a moment. If you're on hold, hang tight. I just want to tell you, so one last thing I want to say here. Well, a lot of things I want to say about glutamine, and I will continue talking about glutamine. It's super important for mental health, for brain health, for the health of the heart. A lot of really interesting things about glutamine. You don't necessarily want to take too much glutamine, though. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. Last thing I want to say before we get to phone calls is unless you're a marathon runner, super high-powered athlete, really serious bodybuilder, you are working your muscles to just total fatigue, what the last thing you want to do when you come home from the gym is take in a bunch of sugar or eat one of those super sweet carbohydrate power drinks or power bars. Just like the body absorbs nutrients and supplements and vitamins and minerals and essential fatty acids after a workout, it's also going to absorb sugar. Now, this can be good if you're a marathon runner. Certainly you want to replace your glycogen, your sugar in your liver and in your muscle, but your liver and muscle really don't have a lot of sugar, and the rest of that stuff's going to get stored as fat. Some of the sugar you take is going to go into muscle for sure. Some of it's going to go in the liver, but the vast majority, unless you're a super high-powered athlete, is going to float around in the blood, and it's going to get stored as fat. So instead, if you're just a regular kind of person and you're just working out to stay toned and stay trim, do protein, do essential fatty acids, do some coconut oil, and do your vitamins, especially your water-soluble B vitamins and vitamin C, with a very little bit of fruit, berries, something that gives your insulin just a little bump. What you're looking for is to leverage insulin's cell-feeding effects. Now, if you're a big-time athlete, if you're a big-time exercise junkie, then you are probably going to want to get more of an insulin spike, and you may want to do a power bar, some of the Rebound FX, or some kind of a sugary drink, something with dextrose or sugar or honey or fruit juice with your supplements to get your insulin levels up and maximize cell intake of your post-nutritional workout. But if you're just a regular kind of person and you're just working out to stay trim and slim, probably you're best off doing protein and EFAs as well as maybe some coconut oil with your nutritional supplements to get that tiny little insulin spike. All right, tomorrow we'll talk about the relationship between glucose and glutamine. We'll talk about glutamine and cancer as well, and then we'll continue talking about glutamine and mental health in the brain, mental health and brain health, as we continue talking about peptides, proteins, and their anabolic effects. So we'll take your phone calls now. We'll also take your phone calls in our next couple of segments. I don't believe we are going to get to Dr. Alush. Hopefully we'll get to him in the next few days and talking about his book on diabetes and weight loss, Lean for Life. Okay, 855-660-4261 is our number. Diane in Nebraska. Where have you been, young lady? Long time no talk to.
Hi, Ben.
Good day. What's up?
I recently received some taurine and some Lugol solution, and I don't recall what your prediction or what your amount of glutamine or taurine you would recommend.
You didn't say taurine in Lugol solution, did you? You said taurine and.
No, I didn't. They're separate. I'm sorry.
Okay, good. Yeah, taurine, there's really no RDA for taurine. I would be doing anywhere from 100 to 500 milligrams of taurine. If you're dealing with excitotoxin issues, if you're concerned about MSG, you may want to do more. Taurine's got some anti-excitotoxicity benefits. If you have any brain health issues, I shouldn't say brain health, but epilepsy or conductivity issues, electrical conductivity issues in the brain like seizure disorders, or if you have AFib or some kind of cardiac arrhythmia, you may want to do a little bit more taurine. If you have gallbladder issues or bile issues, digestive issues, you may want to do a little bit more taurine. Or if you just want a nice relaxing kind of amino acid, maybe a little bit on take your taurine on the high end, maybe 500 milligrams or so. But anywhere from 100 to 500 milligrams of taurine is a good place to be. Personally, I take 200 milligrams every day.
How about Lugol solution, Ben?
There's really no recommended amount, recommended daily allowance. Well, there is of iodine, I suppose. The RDA of iodine is 125 micrograms. Personally, I believe you need more, and I'm going with Dr. Brownstein's recommendation. Dr. Brownstein is the go-to guy on iodine. If you haven't read any of his iodine books, I highly suggest you do. And he's recommending 12.5 milligrams of iodine. So whatever the equivalent of, and I'm not sure what that is on the Lugols, but whatever the equivalent of 12.5 milligrams of iodine would be is a nice place to be.
Do you start out with just like one drop a day and increase
No, you don't need to increase your dose gradually. Just get up to 12.5 milligrams a day. And I off the top of my head, I don't remember what the exact dosage on the Lugols would be. If anybody knows, you can shoot me an email and I'll get that out, or I'll look into that. But whatever the equivalent of 12.5 milligrams of iodine would be, that's what you want to be on the Lugols. In my opinion, and Dr. Brownstein's opinion. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that right?
Okay, the other day a lady called in about MSM, and he's not a doctor, I don't think, but Ed McCabe. She called in Dr. Oxygen.
Oh, yeah, I know Ed McCabe. Was that? Did they run a rerun? I haven't had him on for a while. Did they run? Was it on the Bright Side?
No, this was actually on the Power Hour. Joyce had him on.
Okay.
And he was discussing MSM, and he said that his MSM is made from pine needles.
I don't know. You know, I like Ed and all that. I've read all his books, and he's got some great stuff to say. But once MSM is MSM, it doesn't matter if it comes from pine needles or anywhere else. It's MSM. Hopefully, it's just pure MSM, right? I mean, if it's MSM, 100% MSM, it doesn't matter if it comes from Mars. It doesn't matter where it comes from. If it's 100% MSM, that's all it is. It's where it's derived from is irrelevant, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Is that what he's saying? Pine needle MSM is better?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't. That doesn't make any. Are you sure he's not saying that it's pine needle with MSM? That might be different. If he's created. Go ahead.
I think he said it does derive from pine needle.
Well, if it's just pure MSM and it's 100% MSM powder, it doesn't matter where it's derived from. If it's pine needle extract with MSM in it, then you will get some great benefits. Pine needle's got some really neat anti-cancer and medicinal properties, so you may get some benefits from the pine needle. But if it's straight MSM, 100% pure MSM, it doesn't really matter where it's derived from. Once it's MSM, it's just MSM. If it's 100% pure, it doesn't matter if it comes from anywhere, from anything. It's synthesized or from pine needle or anywhere else. If it's MSM, that's MSM. That's all it is. This idea of derivation of these vitamins and I hear this all the time from people who don't really understand chemistry, unfortunately. I don't want to beat on any healthcare professionals, but there's a lot of healthcare professionals out there saying, oh, well, my vitamin C comes just from berries, and our vitamin C just comes from citrus fruits. You know, it doesn't really matter. If it's just vitamin C, it's just vitamin C. If it's 100% vitamin C powder or 100% MSM powder, it's just MSM and vitamin C and whatever. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Now, if it's pine needle extract with MSM, that's different because pine needles do have things called polyphenols and phenols and medicinal compounds that have some nice health benefits. But if it's MSM, and it doesn't matter where it comes from. And by the way, I'm looking up Lugol solution, and there's different potencies of Lugol solution. They come in 1%, 2%, or 5% iodine. So if you're looking for 125 milligrams of 12.5 milligrams. I'm sorry, you're going to want to do the math, and a 10% solution would be 125 milligrams, so a 5% would be 250 milligrams, and that is roughly half a teaspoonful. It's a pretty small amount. It's probably just a few drops, basically. But you'll have to do the math. And I guess we do have Dr. Alouche here. Dr. Alouche, so we'll get to Dr. Alouche here in the bottom of the hour. You're listening to The Bright Side. If we left you on hold, I apologize. Call back tomorrow. We'll take you first up. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back after this.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
To thank you for being a loyal listener, we have a limited time freebie offer for you. Claim your free heirloom tomato seeds, just pay shipping, right now at 123freeseeds.com. These aren't ordinary seeds. These are heirloom, non-genetically modified super seeds that are open pollinated and can be grown, harvested, and replanted endlessly. These survival seeds are actually more valuable than gold in a crisis. Go to 123freeseeds.com and you can get an airtight storage packet of 150 super seeds free while supplies last to say thank you for being a loyal listener. First come, first served. Just cover shipping. Go to 123freeseeds.com now to see if your free heirloom seeds are still available. That's 123freeseeds.com.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
It's time for a home security quiz. What effective home security device is smaller than a coffee cup, fakes out burglars into thinking someone is home at your house while you're away, plugs into any wall outlet, is recommended by many police departments, and sells for less than $30? Yes, it's Fake TV. This year, about 1 in every 50 U.S. homes will have a break-in, with burglars usually picking the easy target, a dark house that looks like no one is home. Fake TV is a small electronic security device that makes it look like someone is home watching TV by simulating the light from a real TV. Fake TV could be the difference between coming home to a secure house or one that's been ransacked. To get your Fake TV for only $29.95 with free shipping, go to faketv.com or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. That's 877-532-5388 or go to faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
We are back on the bright side. Thank you for joining us, friends. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page, brightsideben.com. You'll find years worth of archives. Going on 3 years now, hundreds of hours of archived information at brightsideben.com. You'll find a shopping cart as well with all the longevity products. And, of course, you can click on the Join the Team link if you want to start yourself a longevity business, make some money selling longevity products. Help me in my mission to educate the world about the power and the importance of a good nutritional supplement program. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. All right. I didn't think I was going to get our next guest on. We had a little bit of a mix-up, but I'm pleased to say he is on the line. Dr. Reginald Allouche is the author of a book called Lean for Life. He's an expert in sugar nutrition, or sugar metabolism and nutrition, I should say, and diabetes. And he's going to tell us about the relationship, which most of you guys know on the bright side anyway, because we talk about it all the time, the relationship between elevations in blood sugar, between dysglycemia, poor blood sugar control, and weight gain. And his book, Lean for Life, is all about that. Please welcome to the bright side, Dr. Reginald Allouche. Greetings, Dr. Allouche. Bonjour. What is up, my friend?
Bonjour.
How you doing, buddy?
Good French, huh?
That's all I know. I can say au revoir at the end, and that's about all. Bonjour and au revoir.
Yeah, good. Bonjour, au revoir. You could live in France.
And I could live in France if I could just say that. Okay, good. I could say bonbons too, and so I could probably be okay. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on. I didn't think we were going to get you on, but I'm glad you're here. Please tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into understanding the relationship between blood sugar and weight, and weight issues, as well as blood sugar and general health. And then we'll talk a little bit about your book.
Okay, so I'm a physician. I'm specialized. I'm also an engineer, and I specialize on diabetes because I wanted to study this disease. This disease is very peculiar, and the link with sugar is established, but sugar with fat, with low exercise, it's a combination of things, and I couldn't understand what's going on, and now I'm a diabetologist, specialized in diabetology in Europe, in Paris, and there is something weird for me with this disease because you have so many different cases of people, so I decided to go inside the disease, and what I discovered is inflammation. I mean, diabetes is a disease of low-grade inflammation. You have a lot of factors influencing and enhancing the disease, but the first point is that this inflammation is preparing the disease.
Let me just interrupt you real quick, and then I'll let you continue. Would you say most diseases, most chronic degenerative diseases, have this kind of inflammatory, low-grade inflammatory factor?
Yes. I think that you could have people they look like to be very good health, but they have a low-grade inflammation. Inflammation is normal. It's a normal reaction of the body. But, for example, when you take the sugar, when you eat too much sugar, I mean, what we call high glycemic index sugar.
Fast burning.
That sugar is very inflammatory. It is a capacity of inflammation by itself, directly on the vessels. So if you have this habit it needs time. The good news is that you could remain on inflammation during 10 years, but it's reversible. The problem is when it became not reversible. For example, you have in the United States 78 million of people suffering of prediabetes. The prediabetes, it's a sort of disease between the non-normal health and the diabetes type 2. But the good news is that this phase is reversible if you are taking the right path. And that's all the aim of the book, is to explain people how to get back of this disease and to get back to a normal life. Because when you have diabetes type 2, it's like a click. You never get back. So the good news, you have time to act. And to act, you have to be educated. And I thank you I didn't knew you before, but I hear you that you are trying to educate people. Knowledge is the key.
Yeah, you bet, buddy. You bet.
You're not going to fight diabetes with medicine. Okay, you need medicine. You are going to fight this disease by education.
That's right.
Because even the guy with not a very powerful CPU, if I can say that, I'm sorry about that, but he could understand for his life, for his respect. He could understand what he had to eat and not to eat, just because his life expectancy is 90 years. 90 years. What means 90 years when about 60, 65 you're with a disease that could kill you? I mean, nothing. So
that's right.
You could do. And what I try to say in this book is that human being is a combination, if I can say this awful word, it's a symbiome. It's the association of the brain, the body, and the gut. The needings of the three worlds are not exactly the same. The brain is dedicated to pleasure. As you know, inside the brain, near the brainstem, you have what we call the reward system.
Doctor, you just cut out. Doc, excuse me, you just cut out. You said the brain is connected to pleasure. Did I hear you? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, just an example, a smoker. What is a smoker who don't know that is going to kill him? He know exactly that, but it couldn't refrain him to have the cigarettes because it's very powerful. The brainstem is nearby the brainstem, the hypothalamus. I mean, the very reptilian brain. So the action of the reward system sometimes are not coping with the needing of your body. And so the needings of your brain is the pleasure. And for that, you have on the tongue, you have 5 types of captors, and one specialty for sugar, directly linked to the reward system, directly linked. So you see, and I'm sorry to say that, it's very simple, but the tongue is nearby the brain for every animal and beings on Earth, because a lion, even a lion, must like the deer is eating, because if he's like that, he will be a better hunter, and he will have kids and descendants. So the pleasure is linked with life.
Are you saying, Doc, that this is hardwired, this link between the tongue and the brain and pleasure? And how do we get around it? It seems like if it's fixed like that it's difficult to get around, impossible to get around. No.
No, you have your situation and what you could do. The situation is very simple. If when you were a kid, your parents give you a lot of sugar, the sensitivity, the threshold of your captors for sugar is very high. So to feel satisfied, you will need a huge quantity of sugar. You understand? So if it's your case, at this moment, you have to find a way to reduce all the hidden sugars. And in the United States, you have a lot of hidden sugars. Let's take an example.
Doc, before you go, we got to take a commercial break, okay? Hang tight, because I want to continue and come back. Hang tight, Doc. We're talking to Dr. Reginald Alouche about diabetes, blood sugar, and weight issues. Dr. Alouche has written a book called Lean for Life, and we will continue our discussion with Dr. Alouche right after this. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
If you suffer seasonal or environmental allergies and your doctor has told you that the only answer is medications for the rest of your life, Dr. Peter Glidden has an alternative solution that doesn't involve drugs with terrible side effects.
One of my favorite add-on products to the 90 essential nutrients for people who are suffering with allergies is a product called Cell Shield RTQ. Cell Shield RTQ. The Q in that product stands for a biochemical called quercetin, and quercetin is a natural antihistamine. It doesn't flag out your immune system like antihistamines do.
To manage your allergies without a lifetime of prescription or over-the-counter drugs, order Youngevity's Cell Shield RTQ today by calling 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696, or on the web at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curve appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, I can help you reduce or eliminate your tax debts and end your tax nightmare. Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce and eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay, and after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. And with the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
Would you like being an insider? Would you like getting exclusive access to prizes and better deals? Would you like some help in making sure you and your loved ones are prepared for the next disaster or emergency? If you answered yes to any of these, here's your simple solution. Join Freeze Dry Guy's Survival Insider Club. Not only is your membership free, you get $10 in survival bucks just for signing up. Then you save at least 10% on purchases, plus enjoy insider access to specials, prizes, and other exclusive offers. Since 1970, veteran-owned Freeze Dry Guy has been your trusted source for long-lasting, easy-to-make freeze-dried food and dehydrated food, perfect for emergency preparedness, RV travel, and outdoor needs from camping to sailing. Enjoy life as a survival insider. Call Freeze Dry Guy now at 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, or log on to freezedryguy.com. That's freezedryguy.com.
We are the premier independent talk radio network, the Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
Welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for joining us. We're talking to Dr. Reginald Alouche about his book, Lean for Life, about diabetes and blood sugar and weight loss. Dr. Alouche is an endocrinologist, I believe, diabetologist, as he said. Is that right, Dr. Alouche? Are you an endocrinologist or just diabetes? Dr. Alouche? Do we have the doc? Dr. Alouche. I don't know what the heck happened to Dr. Alouche. We've just been having a heck of a time with the good doctor here. All right, well, I guess we're just... I apologize for that. I don't know what happened to Dr. Alouche. John, just tell Dr. Alouche we'll have to get him back on some other time, and we'll get to some phone calls here. If you want to give us a shout, 855-660-4261 is our number. I apologize for that. I was just getting into... Didn't quite understand everything Dr. Alouche was saying. I was hoping that he would clarify. Anyway, his website is dralouche.com, DRALLOUCHE, dralouche.com. His book is called Lean for Life, and it is all about the connection between diabetes and blood sugar and weight gain or weight loss, depending on how you want to look at it. And that's something that we talk about here on The Bright Side all the time. You don't hear a lot about it on other programs, unfortunately, but the easiest way to lose weight is simply to reduce your intake of sugar. This is, I don't know if this is bad news or good news, but to me, if you're trying to lose weight, it seems like it would be really good news. I know I lost 50 pounds a couple of years ago. My weight started to climb up here when I was the age of 40. I was always the same weight, and then right when I hit the age of 40, my weight started to creep up, and I always ate the same. I didn't change the way I ate, but I noticed that gradually my weight was starting to climb. And by the time I was 45, I was 50 pounds overweight. I was 50 pounds heavier than I had been, and I just like, this is crazy. My pant size went from a 28 to a 32 to a 34 to 36. I was about to become a 38, and man, I'm only 5'10", and I was about to go up to a 38. And let me tell you something, for a guy who's 5'10", a 38 waist size, that is big. And those pants looked huge, and I know I just had to take desperate measures. And so what I simply did was I cut down my carbs dramatically. I cut down the pasta and the rice and the potatoes, and immediately, I'm talking within days, the weight started to drop. I replaced my caloric intake, my calories that I was getting in from starches. I replaced them with protein, and immediately the weight started to come off within 2 years, or less than 2 years. Within about a year and a half, I had lost 50 plus pounds. I've kept it off entirely. I've kept it off now. It's been almost 7 years that I've kept it off, going on 8 years that I've kept it off, simply by eating more protein and restricting my intake of refined carbohydrates. And by the way, I notice when I go on a binge and I eat more bready kinds of foods, the weight goes up. And here's the good news, because insulin is related to how your circulatory system works, because insulin is related to weight gain, because insulin is related to liver health, because insulin is related to how cells divide and grow. You're going to get skin benefits, liver benefits, anti-cancer benefits, blood pressure benefits. You're going to get benefits throughout the system, and especially when it comes to libido, because the more fat you're carrying, the more insulin, the higher your insulin levels are, the more fat you're going to carry, and the more fat you're carrying, the more estrogen you're making. And that's men and women. And now we've talked about estrogen in the past on this program a lot. Estrogen is a stress hormone. Estrogen is associated with cancer. And most importantly, estrogen is associated with a drop in libido, and for men, in problems with sexual performance and erectile dysfunction. So if you're interested in, if you're not interested in health, you're just interested in sexual health, dropping your insulin and reducing your intake of sugars is the best thing you can do. It's the fastest way to improve sexual energy, sexual chi, as well as losing weight and improving blood pressure. And it's so simple to do. In addition to limiting the amount of refined carbohydrates, in addition to controlling your intake of pasta and bread and rice, and we'll call them McDougall foods, starch foods, in honor of Dr. John McDougall in his book, The Starch Solution. In addition to dropping those kinds of foods, taking in nutrients, especially B vitamins, that help you process sugar and help you process insulin are very, very important. That's why the Sweeties from Youngevity is so important, not just for weight loss, not just for diabetics, not just for sugar control, but also for libido, and also for liver health, and also for blood pressure, and also, by the way, for cholesterol. The fastest way to lower your cholesterol is to drop your insulin. There is an intimate link between cholesterol processing and blood sugar. So when you drop your blood sugar and stabilize your insulin, you get multiple benefits across the board. For you guys on statin drugs, you probably know that there's an important connection between statin drugs and diabetes. Statin drugs work by helping the body, or by affecting how the body processes sugar. But you don't need statin drugs to lower your cholesterol. Simply by reducing your intake of sugar, bread, pasta, refined carbohydrates, etc., that will help you not only with your weight and all of the sugar issues if you're diabetic, but it'll also help you with your cholesterol levels. All right, I guess we got the doctor back on here. Doc, do we have Dr. Alouche on? Doc, I don't know what happened. We only got a couple minutes. We lost our time with you.
Honestly, I hear you, and I say yes. What you said was really clever, because the problem is that we are living now with some values and some standards saying you have to have 55% of carbs in your daily menu, and I'm not agree at all with that.
You're right. I agree with that.
It's only thing that we saw by the past in the 60s. But in the 60s, life was really different, and there is very few hidden sugar. In France, for example, I give this example because I knew that perfectly. On 100% of the carbs taken by intake for the people, 80% are hidden sugars. Hidden sugars in preparation, industrial preparation, they are fructoses, hidden, and that means that people, even if they don't want to have this sugar, are eating 80% sugar more than they need, and that's not normal. And I think that regulation would be harder on the hidden sugar. I took another example. When you buy a pot of cornichons, I mean pickles, you see, salted one, they put sugar inside. Consommé of chicken, you have sugar inside.
Is that manipulative, Doc? Do you think they're doing it to manipulate taste buds and get people addicted to the product?
Yes, I think that there is no. I'm not. I think the right word is Illuminati. I don't think that there is people in.
It's not conspiratorial. You don't think it's conspiratorial?
No, it's well, for one thing, is that sugar is economically less expensive than aroma. So the less aromas you put, the more sugar you are in. Because sugar is very economically, it's very good to enhance the taste and a good conservative. So they use that because of the price. That's it. They are not conspiracy. I'm not against industrial. They are doing the job because people want to pay less and less and less. But at the end of the day, when you pay less and less and less, you have low quality food. And I mean, they put sugar and fructose everywhere now. to say for the same price you will have satisfaction. But doing this, you are exciting your captors and your reward system, and at the end of the day, people are totally devoted to sugar because it's the only way they get pleasure. Because it's a common sense, but you have so many ways to have pleasure. You could have food, you could have sports, you could have sex, you could have a lot of things. But if in your life you are dedicated to sugar and food, you forgot the other way to have rewards, and so at the end of the day, you are totally rolling on the bad road. You see what I mean?
You feel like the only place to get pleasure is from your sugar-containing chicken consommé or whatever it is.
And I think that there is one letter that you have to add to reward system is a S. It's the reward system. I mean that you need in your life to say, today I will have five different types of rewards. And if you see, it's like the colors for the food. You have to have diversity in your reward system. If the reward system is dedicated to food, you will very quickly go to fat and sugar. And that's the problem and the nightmare of a lot of people. But after that, to quit that, it's like to quit drugs. It's like to quit cigarettes. It's like to quit alcohol. It's very complicated.
Doc, we're out of time. In your book, do you talk about ways that you can activate this reward pleasure system without sugar? You talk about that in the book?
Exactly.
Okay, good. We're just out of time, Doc. I'd love to have you back. You brought up so many good topics. I wanted to talk to you about fructose and glutamine, and there's so many things I wanted to talk to you about, but we didn't get a chance to. So we'll have you back, hopefully. Dr. Reginald Lelouch is a diabetologist. His book is called Lean for Life. I encourage you all to read it. His website is drlelouch.com, and that's DRALLOUCHE, drlelouch.com. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Lelouch. And thank you to all my listeners. I appreciate all of you guys. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about glutamine, ways you can use glutamine for cardiovascular health as well as for muscle health, and some caveats, some warnings about taking too much glutamine. We'll do all that tomorrow as we continue talking about peptides and bodybuilding and bone building on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Y'all have a wonderful, beautiful day. We will talk to y'all later, folks. Bye.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com is owned and operated by patriots just like you, has the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more. MyPatriotSupply.com has old-fashioned values and the absolute best customer service in the industry. Look for the deal of the day, unique, affordable survival supplies that fit anyone's budget. Get same-day shipping on all orders and free shipping on orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927, 866-229-0927, or visit MyPatriotSupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence. Shop with a name you know and a name you can trust. Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com.